You look like you were working out because it feels like you're stiff today.
I fell on the ice yesterday.
How did I know? There you go. Are you good?
I am good. Just a little stiff. Not in pain, nothing serious, thank goodness. But I fell and I landed on this side, and I knew I'm like, I'm gonna be sore in the morning. So
Like skating or just
no, just walking. We were filming at a warehouse, and then outside there's nothing paved,
Yeah.
so it's just.
Yeah.
Let me just get to. Okay, we're ready. We're rolling. So you can go ahead and read the intro there.
Hello, and welcome back to Health with Sveta. I'm so glad to have you here for another episode in our series on liver health. And thank you, Ruben Sarafa, for hosting me again. You're one of my main amazing hosts and co-speakers. I love doing these podcasts with you.
Likewise.
In our previous episodes, we explored the liver's critical functions, common conditions, and how lifestyle choices can impact its health. Today, we're focusing on practical tips for maintaining a healthy liver, including foods, supplements, cellular upregulators, and whether liver detoxes are necessary. We'll also discuss when it's time to consult a healthcare practitioner and when diagnostic tools are commonly used to assess liver function. If you've been wondering how to take proactive steps to protect your liver, this episode is for you. Let's get started.
Great. Okay. Hey, Sveta, how are you doing?
Good afternoon, Mr. Sarafa. I'm so excited to be here and a bit nervous.
Oh.
I told Ruben that I'm a bit nervous. It's so kind of intimidating to talk about liver because it's a lot. And I think the most important thing is not to make it more difficult than it is, not to complicate it more than it is, actually to break it down into small pieces and break it down to the basics. And I think in previous episodes we did that, and now it's today maybe more that we're sort of summarizing and getting to the nitty-gritty of lifestyle and tips and what and how, yes?
Yeah, we're going to be talking about preventative measures and when to seek medical advice. So I'm thinking let's just jump in and get right into
Let's
it.
get into this.
So let's just jump into my first question that I have for you, which is what steps can individuals take to maintain healthy liver? Is it, we've talked about this before as just basic.
It's interesting. Thank you for this question, but it's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It's all the same.
Yeah.
It's all the same. It's
diet and exercise.
Absolutely. It's our lifestyle and our choices of life.
Mm-hmm.
And something that we neglect. We think that I have a poor sleep. I can't concentrate. I have a brain fog.
Mm-hmm.
So we think about the brain and no one thinks about the liver. So the steps about how do I make my whole body, including that liver, healthy, are the same steps. So, food, absolutely. Good food, and the good food for liver is nutrient-dense food. It's a clean food. It's something that is going to boost the mitochondria. Mm-hmm. It's that is going to clean the cells. It's something that is going to optimize mitochondria. And something that I always preach. Please minimize anything that's in the package. Please minimize anything that is processed. Mm-hmm. Please minimize anything that you cannot pronounce or read the ingredients list.
It's just that practical.
It's very, very practical, again and again and again. When we start thinking of prevention, we start thinking about the association of liver with other conditions. And again, what comes to mind is the most common condition that is called metabolic syndrome. And what is metabolic syndrome? It's the fatty liver, it's high blood pressure, it's either adult type 2 diabetes or insulin-resistant diabetes, and weight-related issues, either overweight or obesity. And that's what it is. And that's what liver is. Because the most common condition that we're now dealing with, it's a fatty liver. Fatty liver, it's a lifestyle.
Let's we're talking about it in a very generalized fashion, but I'm curious about like what are some actual steps. Let's say I'm just eating very poor and I'm not doing any exercise. What can I do starting next Monday to Sunday?
Next Monday to Sunday.
What does a week look like in kind of?
Well, okay, so here's the deal.
Yeah.
If I tell you, per se, probably go elimination diet, you may be very angry with me. So maybe we start undressing one step at a time. Okay, I eat poorly. What do I eat? Oh, every morning, the first thing I go to McDonald's and have McMuffin or some whatever,
Sure.
something. Sorry, I'm not familiar with the terminology of McDonald's.
Fast food morning processed
fast
stuff,
food idea. So maybe stop away from that. Let's say maybe start your morning with a boiled egg or a couple boiled eggs, or oats.
Yeah.
Something oats with berries, oats with a little bit of a honey, oats with nuts. If you want something sort of more kind of hearty. If you want to go healthier, so I don't think that's me. I cannot do a salad in the morning. I
can't either.
I'm sorry, so I need to be realistic. I need to be honest. I cannot do the salad in the morning. It's just not happening. So what's happening again? Fine. I do some healthy carb. I do some healthy nuts. And yes, I'm a chocoholic. So in the morning, I will have few pieces. My chocolate is 100% bitter chocolate. Sorry. Because it's my wake up. It's my caffeine, it's my theophylline, it's my polyphenols, it's my nutrients, it's my magnesium. It's great.
Yeah.
So that's it. In the morning, I like something crunchy. What's going to be crunchy? Some nuts. I love berries. So, blueberries are always, quote unquote, in season. They're everywhere. Any grocery store sells blueberries. And I happen to like quinoa. I happen to like oats. Some sort of a thing.
Yeah.
Even, let's say, if you want pancakes, I will give you pancakes. So you can get almond flour, and you can get coconut flour, and you can make delicious, healthy style pancakes with a little bit of an absolutely amazing honey. And again, I'm not against full-fledged, free-range, whole milk, organic butter. So so you're getting a hearty breakfast. You have to have hearty breakfast.
Yeah.
So that's, again, these are very simple steps. So break in the sense you take your breakfast, what kind of garbage breakfast you do. And instead of this, start implementing those elements through healthy approach, because you can also substitute unhealthy for healthy. There is nothing wrong with prosciutto. Parma ham or prosciutto, Italian thing, has 2 ingredients.
Yeah.
Certified ham, certified pigs, and salt. That's it. It's not cured with a whole bunch of chemicals and stuff, commercial or what is this? Not farm, but feedlot.
Yeah.
Feedlot animals.
Is my understanding of when it comes to eating something like pig that it's just very unhealthy. It's kind of like red meat, right?
That is not true.
Okay.
It is true, but it is not true. The thing is, when you start thinking of a protein is a very, very good thing.
Yeah.
And then you start breaking protein. What is protein? Protein is a combination of amino acids, so little bits.
Right.
Like, first you break that big protein into something that is called protein peptides, or the combination of amino acids in a group, let's say 3 to 100, and then they combine. And then we have a whole bunch of these little blocks, amino acids, that are going to not only nourish us, but it's also a foundational blocks for our enzymes, for our hormones, for our cells, bottom line. And some of these amino acids we make, but some of them we don't make, which are called essential amino acids. Essential meaning that they're absolutely essential to my body, but I'm not making them. I have to eat them. And the funniest part is that those essential amino acids, by and large, are animal-based. Whether it's a fish, whether it's a chicken, whether it's poultry, or whether it's some sort of an animal. Now, so that's why I said yes and no. Again, I'm not against meat because I'm not a hypocrite in terms of if we have to eat it for life, it has to die. However, I'm against of conventionally, absolutely inhumanely raised animals, whether it's cows, whether it's pigs, whether it's other animals. Then it becomes, in essence, that meat is unhealthy. That meat is fed, those animals are fed wrong.
Yeah.
Those animals are treated wrong. Those animals are living wrong. They're living in a very unhealthy environment. These animals are not clean. These animals are not properly bred. Mm-hmm. So that meat isn't unhealthy because the composition looks the same, but it's not the same. So when you go to Italy, when you go to Spain, when you go to France, it's their pride, the Serrana ham, those pigs from that area, the Parma ham, those pigs from that Parma region. It's tradition, it's national, it's a national pride, it's a national joy, but it's the quality. It's the quality of that meat. So the more you invest into the quality of animal or the red meat, the more health you get. But again, when you invest into something that is so good, you cannot overeat it. How much can you eat of a Parma ham? How much can you eat of a pork chop? That's a whole thing. Yeah. So you buy the best pigs, the best meat.
Yeah.
But then let's say you want, so then you start thinking, how much protein do I want? So you probably, I probably need about, I would say, between 1 and 2 grams per kilogram of the protein. So let's say I need 120 grams of pure protein. So then I can break it down into the size of the pork chop or the salmon steak or the beef, whatever, sure, in any variety. So that's when I'm not against the animal eaters. But then I am pro-Mediterranean style because the majority of your plate is not going to be the 25-ounce steak, but it's going to be what you need to eat that meat, and then you don't need to eat meat every day of the week.
Yep.
You are basically alternating.
Yep.
The majority of the plate is nice animal, vegetables, or vegetables, and then you add fruits and this kind of things.
Yep.
So that's why no. Yep. And it's very hard as a vegan to basically create that protein, that proper protein profile. It is called complete protein.
Yeah.
Complete protein means the composition of essential fatty acids. It's very hard for a vegan to actually create that perfect protein profile.
Right. And so that's when it comes down to eating food regularly and well, to kind of like
we should
change
eat regularly,
your system. But,
as opposed to irregularly.
Yeah. So that makes sense in that front. But like, what is a practical step for just healthy living outside of food? So like contributing to healthy liver, let's assume that I'm going to assume it's like physical activity.
I think to be honest with you, actually, I'll tell you what I do for healthy liver.
Yeah.
I use an acupuncture therapy.
Really?
Yes. Because every time the first thing my acupuncturist or my acupuncture doctor is asking me, the first thing that comes out of my mouth is liver. Do my liver. Because liver is, to me, is detoxification, de-stressor. Because when I'm stressed, and everybody's stressed, essentially I am stressing out my liver. So for me to get calmer and de-stressed, I need to take care of my liver. So yes, the food is there, the supplements is there, absolutely, we can talk supplements. And then do I like needles? I don't like needles. But I do acupuncture. I honestly believe in that liver detoxification through acupuncture therapy.
Really?
But with this said, again, it's a breathing, it's a meditation.
Yeah.
Thanks to you, Mr. Ruben Serafo, and all these podcasts, I started breathing every day and meditating every day.
Yeah.
Following my sleep pattern, because the better I sleep, the better my liver sleeps. The worse I sleep, the worse my liver sleeps. So it's not just about exercises. It's actually about again and again the whole style. Then if I want to detox, I will take my absolutely for liver. I will take my NRF2 activators. I will take my milk thistle through and through. I will. And I will start taking care of the bowel habits. Liver is not going to be happy if we don't evacuate.
Yeah.
We do need to be regular. And by regular, I don't mean regularly once a week. God, I made you serious today.
Yeah. It's actually a great thing that you brought up the acupuncture, because I was going to ask you about liver detoxes and cleanses that are effective. Or are they necessary, I guess?
There's so many, and to be honest with you, I'm not very well versed into formal cleanses. There are so many. There are food cleansers, cleanses with the machine. There are liver cleanses with, let's say, castor oil. There are liver cleanses through fasting.
Right.
And I'm not greatly versed. That's number one. Number two, I honestly don't like fasting other than intermittent fasting.
Right.
I am a foodie. I love food.
Yeah.
I don't eat to live. I live to eat. So I don't like even 24 hours water fast, let alone I will not do the dry fast.
Okay.
It's just me. But there is a liver cleanse with a whole bunch of, you Google something, it will come up as, let's say, olive oil, lemon, cayenne pepper, liver detox. Castor oil patches, liver detox. The food, bath, liver detox. Knock your socks off. I'm just simply I don't want to go into this because I'm not versed.
Yeah, okay.
Am I versed into liver detoxing through cellular detoxification? Absolutely.
Yeah.
As I said, you got to activate your liver detoxification through metabolic processes. And here we come. We need to activate NRF2 pathway, and we need to activate mitochondria. What we need to do with the liver mitochondria, we actually need to clean it up. So basically, we need to remove the old one. We need to remove the dead mitochondria. And from that perspective, it's going to stimulate the production of new ones. And liver, as we previously mentioned, is one of the highest organs in the mitochondrial content and mitochondrial numbers.
Yeah. And so going from cleaning your liver, what are some ways we can supply the liver? I know you talked about bringing up supplements. Maybe we can talk about that. You mentioned milk thistle. what are some other things?
Milk thistle, green tea,
Yeah.
different variations of turmeric, resveratrol. There are so many. There are so many roots. There are so many supplements, like berries, polyphenols, everything. See, because I do absolutely highly. It's not that I promote it, but I absolutely believe in it.
Yeah.
I am an educator of it. I take it. It's called NRF2 Preventative. And to me, it's awesome. Why is it awesome? Because it contains a lot that I need for my liver. Does it contain milk thistle? Yes. Does it contain green tea? Yes. Does it contain turmeric or curcumin? Yes. Another liver cleanser is called bacopa. Does it contain bacopa? Yes. Plus, it is such a synergistically concocted, I will not call it supplement. It doesn't supplement. It upregulates it. It detoxifies the cell. It boosts up metabolic processes, and it is called NRF2 Preventative. And you can look it up on my website, going www.healthwithsveta.com. Please do. But that's what I mean. If you would like to go and look it up, NRF2 Preventative, awesome. However, go for NRF2 activators. Please go for it. Look up broccoli sprouts. Look up Brussels sprouts. Look up cruciferous. Look up the cruciferous. Why? Because it's sulforaphane. But again, sulforaphane is an NRF2 activator. So these things are, to me, are extremely important for liver, because again and again, not only liver is the detoxification factory, but liver is a metabolic factory. But the thing is, as soon as you start cleaning the cells and detoxifying the cells start operating in a much more efficient manner, and the much more efficient liver means that younger and cleaner and healthier and more vibrant you. And do not do processed sugar. That is not good for the liver.
Nope. It's a lot more taxing.
Processed food and processed, that refined sugars,
yes,
are not good.
Let's say I've ignored everything we've talked about. And what are some warning signs for poor liver health?
You feel yucky.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go into jaundice.
Yeah.
Because that's
I feel like
way
that's
too far.
extreme. Yeah.
That's extreme. That's way too far. So basically, you start feeling sluggish, like things don't work. I feel yucky. At 2:00, I need to hit the bed. It's like, I'm so tired. I can't concentrate. I'm so fatigued. I need my coffee all the time, but I can't have any coffee because I've got, quote unquote, heartburn. But you don't know where your heartburn is coming from, whether it's coming from your stomach, quote unquote, or it's coming from your gallbladder because your liver is not working properly.
Yeah.
I can't digest. Oh, God, I'm so constipated. There you go.
Yeah. At that point, do you need to, find, a healthcare professional at those kind of signs? Or is
the
that
thing
just...
is, if you feel lousy, of course, go see the healthcare practitioner.
Yeah.
However, again, the thing is, liver is a very, very forgiving organ.
Yeah.
You basically need to destroy your liver before you can see some laboratory indices that something is wrong with that liver. So this may be when you start seeing that your liver function tests are abnormal, that's too late. That's when you're kind of far advanced. So yes, you may go see the doctor, and the doctor will do all the blood works. And will tell you there's nothing wrong with you.
Yeah.
You're okay, but you're not okay. So that's when you, in a sense, start taking life into your own hands and start changing your lifestyle. Why am I feeling bad? Well, I am eating garbage. Why? Because, well, I go to bed at 2 o'clock in the morning and I get up at 12 o'clock. Or I go to bed at 2 o'clock in the morning and I'm up at 6 o'clock. Or I'm working night shifts. I have never exercised and I'm so stressed I'm going through divorce.
Mm-hmm.
And that may not be reflected. You go to a healthcare practitioner that actually doesn't have the means and modes to sit down with you for an hour and actually listen and do, and put together what's wrong. What is wrong with your life for that life to affect your liver?
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to what we do with medical doctors. We don't have, we do what we do.
Yeah.
We look at you, we listen to you, everything is fine. We put our hands on your tummy, seems like you're okay, your liver is not elevated, is not enlarged,
Yeah.
there are no signs and stuff, and then we do the blood work, and the blood work looks pretty darn good, which may not reflect exactly the very specific aspects because we don't go into very deep details.
Right.
And you start thinking, what do I do? Oh, do I take any vitamins?
Mm-hmm.
Do I go outside? Do I breathe fresh air? Do I take vitamin D? This kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody jumps right away on milk thistle.
Are there... I wonder if there are basic diagnostic tests that can measure liver function.
Absolutely, it's called
Yeah.
liver function tests.
Yeah,
It's easy peasy.
and that is done at the doctor's, right?
Absolutely,
Yeah, I think
that's a
I think
liver
we might have
panel.
talked
That's
about- yeah.
very simple.
Yeah.
They do the liver function test, ALT, AST, cholesterol, different lipid fractions, GGT.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably ALK-Phos. Sorry, I'm just throwing. That's a
Yeah.
liver panel, and I can tell you, by and large, it's going to be normal
Mm-hmm.
because you're not there yet. Not you, but the person is not there yet.
Yeah,
It's so important to start paying attention. I'm not feeling well,
yeah.
and then go to see. It's good. I'm still okay by laboratory, but I'm not okay. Let me change few things in my life. Let me start taking care of myself.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get an NRF to pretend them. So this kind of thing, mitochondrial boost.
Yeah.
Mitochondrial boost.
Mm-hmm.
Where's my grapefruit? Maybe I need to get some grapefruit,
Yeah.
which is a great liver cleanser.
Well, I think it would benefit all of us if we started taking these early warning signs.
Absolutely. We need to start
Seriously.
listening
Yeah.
and looking at why, what's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Like what you did.
Yeah.
You changed your life. And I'm sure your liver is saying, thank you very much. Thank you,
Yeah,
thank you.
I've been feeling better and better. So, I'm on a journey, and I'm working also with on top of taking care of myself with my personal habits. I'm taking the extra step of also just spending time with doctors just to make sure everything is good and just getting tests done and things.
Yeah, thank you. And it's so
Yeah.
important, sometimes you go to see the doctor. Again, you may hit a very, very conventional doctor that basically does the job, which is totally fine with the drugs and the lab investigations and stuff. And may not be very well sort of versed in terms of the food, the vitamins, just for different reasons. They don't teach us food and vitamins in medical school. However, then maybe try to find a doctor that is looking forward into combining all the aspect, which is called an integrative medicine, a functional medicine, where absolutely everything is needed. The allopathic aspect of medicine, and then the natural aspect of medicine, and see, because more and more we as physicians, we start looking beyond these boundaries of just allopathic medicine.
Mm-hmm. Well, it sounds like we got a lot of homework to do to take care of ourselves.
We've got a lot of homework to do, and maybe just go into the fourth part of a liver, because Maybe the next podcast we need to start talking about liver and elimination. Maybe we finally can hit the aspect which I'm afraid to hit because I'll have to do a lot of homework. Liver and bile. We don't talk about bile and liver a lot.
Yeah.
Because again, when we start talking overweight, obesity, metabolic syndrome, it's a very, very common condition these days to have a gallbladder stones.
Yeah.
Why? As you know, in my practice, I see so many gallbladders, removed gallbladders with gallbladder stones and stuff in very, very young people.
Yeah.
I never heard of before gallbladder stones in 20-year-olds and 30-year-olds, and now it's a common practice. Why? So I think maybe that's what we need to address in terms of it's a lifestyle. It's our diet.
Yeah.
How do we affect, and then what is bile? Why bile is so important for detoxification? What does bile do? How does it promote the excretion of the toxins from the liver?
Yeah.
Through our stool and stuff. Very, very important. So how can we prevent the gallbladder stones? What can we do?
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to that conversation very much.
Thank you. Me too. Actually, me too. As I said, it's going to be a lot of homework. But I'm looking forward because thanks to this podcast and thanks to you, you know, it's a homework for me.
Yeah.
Because I'm learning. And every time per se I come here, I have something else to talk about, something else I call it regurgitate. Because the knowledge I obtain, I always want to share.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be like, you know, I'm not going to talk to you in medicinal terms, but that's a whole idea. How do we make the complicated issues of our body health into very, very simple aspects of our management of our life?
Yes. Well, Sveta.
Thank you, Ruben.
Thank you so much for having me once again and just teaching us all that there is to know about liver health.
Not all. We're just scratching the tip of the iceberg. That's a whole thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, thank you, Ruben. It's such a pleasure.
Absolutely.
And thank you for joining us on Health with Sveta. I hope today's episode has provided you with helpful insights into maintaining liver health and understanding when to seek medical advice. Remember, caring for your liver is a key part to overall wellness, and making small, informed choices every day can have a big impact. If you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it with your friends and family. For more information about me and this podcast, please visit healthwithsveta.com. Stay tuned for more insightful discussion and tips to help you live your healthiest and happiest life. Until next time, take care, be well, and wish me good luck skiing in sunshine Banff, Alberta. So excited to go on holidays. Thank you, Ruben.
Done.